Where should you be putting your stat points in? In Last Oasis, this is a question which I get asked a lot. This is a topic I've put also a lot of thought into it. I've also tested many different variations of stat builds. So basically, for every 1 point in health, you get an additional 3 points in your health. For every 1 point in damage, you get an additional 2% in the damage output which you do. Mobility is a good stat for increased movement speed. Stamina is useless stat in my opinion, which I would never ever recommend putting points into. Also a little tip, if you want to restat, you can buy a Wanderer's Potion at the trade station which normally costs around 1100 flots. So at the end, I've come to a conclusion that choosing how to stat varies on two things, which is your playstyle and the type of fights you are in. What do I mean by your playstyle? This is the way you play. Are you an aggressive person, or do you play more a supportive role in the team fights? At the end, you should know your strengths and weaknesses, and you should stat based off of this info. Also, the type of fights you are in can change the way you need to stat. For example, if you are part of a large-scale PvP fight, then you should stat a lot more into health than damage to resist longer in these types of fights. But if you are a person who goes onto a server to grieve, or you're doing a 0 to hero, then putting more points into damage can help you defeat your enemy faster, and then you can swing away to safety. But like I've said before, it depends highly on your playstyle. So how do I stat in Last Oasis, considering my playstyle is pretty all round since I do different things every day, meaning that I restat frequently. If I go on large scale PvP fights, I put 30 points into health, 10 points into damage, and the rest into mobility. When I go griefing with the wingsuit and feather boots, I normally stat 30 points into damage and 10 points into health, and then the rest goes into mobility. But for my daily gameplay, I normally stat 22 points in health, which puts me at 166 HP, enough to resist one ceramic bolt, leaving me at 1 HP, if the person who has shot the bolt has not consumed the Sinus Destroyer potion. Then I have 20 points in damage, and the rest of my points into mobility, which at level 60 puts me at 12 points into mobility. This is, in my opinion, a well-rounded stat build, which I found a lot of success with. So at the end, there is no right and wrong way to stat in Last Oasis. As long as you don't put points into stamina, you're all good to go. Therefore, I'd recommend you playing around with your stat points until you find a stat build you are comfortable with. Don't be afraid to switch it up and try different things. I've probably restatted over 20 to 30 times to find what actually works for me. I hope you enjoyed this quick Last Oasis guide on how to stat in Last Oasis. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what is your favorite stat build. Don't forget to subscribe for more Last Oasis content, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace!